Many of you guys already know the rapper Big Scarr died, and there's so much Gematria, scripting, programming, and mockery done before his passing by this character himself, which I'm going to be showing you guys in this video. So as you guys can see from this photo, he's doing the one-eye symbolism, which means he is blocking half of your view. He don't want you to see the full picture, see what he is, and see how disturbing and disgusting he is. Also, there's a brick wall in the background. Also, all the jewelry that he is wearing, which symbolizes putting you in a daze and blinding you. Okay, the excessiveness and the materialism, which is associated with gluttony. He does not need that many chains, but we're so desensitized that we think that's all right, but that is obnoxious and excessive. So on his shirt it says off, and it has a hand, and this is like saying they're taking him off. They're taking his character off, and they literally just took off the character take off. So very ironic thing going on there. So his death date is December 22nd, 2022, and he just so happened to be 22. Isn't that odd? That's very strange. All these 22s connected to his death. So December 22nd, the date that he died, has exactly 9 days left in a year. He is a part of Gucci Mane's rap record label, which is 1017. The numerology of 1017 is 9. So what is the chances he dies when there is 9 days left in a year, and he is a part of Gucci Mane's record label 1017? That equals 9. It has the numerology of 9. His last post on Instagram, on his story, this is a story post, he has a feed post also that we're going to get into. That post was, of course, promoting other people. For some reason, when they are about to die, PNB Rock, the other rappers that died, in between that time they kill off so many, I don't even remember how many they've killed since PNB Rock died or before. But all of these rappers that they have been killing, even these regular celebrities that they've been killing, all of them seem to be promoting someone before they die. Okay, so on his story, he was promoting 3 people. Okay, and of course, 3 people. I decided to copy and paste that entire caption, everything that he wrote. Okay, and a number that stood out to me was in a reverse reduction cipher, which was 1600. That matched to the Argentina World Cup. Argentina just won the World Cup. What is the chances that this rapper, his last caption equals 1600, and he's connected through numbers to Argentina winning the World Cup? What is the chances of that? With 1600, of course. So on his Instagram, he had exactly 148 posts. This 148 matches to the Freemasons in the ordinal cipher, both sharing 148, and it matches to Morning Star sharing 148 again, also matches to Destruction sharing 148, matches to the New Normal sharing 148, also matches to Satanic Ritual, which equals 148 in the ordinal cipher. As you guys seen with all these terms that match to 148 and towards his death, symbolizes change in society. So terms like the new normal, seeing that happen with gender, we're seeing that happen with morals, we're seeing that happen with just life in general. There's a new normal going around, and it's quite weird, and it's actually destructive. So the fact that destruction connects with 148 is some type of weirdo ritual. It's a weirdo ritual for an energy pool, an energy harvest, agenda, some type of weird ritual. On November 18th, he had promoted this female rapper. I think she's a part of 1017 also, and her name is Enchanting. I think that's her name, Enchanting, Enchanted, I don't know, but she has Enchanting tatted on her, and he's promoting her, etc. This is deeper than a promotion. This is deeper than a friendship. Her name's Enchanting, and the odd thing about this is Enchanting comes from this goddess who was very destructive and was mainly destructive towards the gender lines. Basically, she comes, possess this entire culture of people, so a city, state, country, whatever, mainly a country, and have these people blurring the gender line. Okay, and I was watching this video that was talking about it, and they talked about how it'll blur the gender line where males start acting like females and females start acting like men, and they destroy the whole narrative of a male. Okay, so what are we seeing with all these male rappers? All of them are very feminine. We see them sagging their pants, showing parts of their body that should not be shown. There's just a lot of factors where men are not men anymore. They are painting and teaching boys and adult men to be weaker. There are no actual figures of men out there. They are all flamboyant in some type of way, very much both genders. Even the idea of having multiple baby mamas, not being stable, all of that caters towards this enchanting goddess. So with making the men unstable, all this other stuff, it makes women more masculine. And this is not talking about women dressing masculine. This is talking about women taking on this masculine persona, being all, aka the famous word, independent. That is a term that was created to seem like it was empowering, but it was actually detrimental. So you have rappers like Boosie making songs like Independent, and that's being taught to children, and children are singing those songs. He even spelled it out in the song so it could be very appealing to children. So that generation of children, which was a generation that I was in, we singing the song young, like third grade, second grade, and subconsciously it is programming us to have that idea and that attitude when we're older. So you have a whole group of females that are now older, and even their parents' generation, who are all masculine, okay? And people are so desensitized that they don't even notice that females are now masculine. People don't even notice. Even if a female is dressing like a female, there could be traces of masculinity if she is possessed by this deity, if she has got fallen into the trap of this deity. This is leading towards a blurring of the gender line, which has been going on for a long time now and has been getting stronger. And this all results in the end times, because distorting and taking away natural genders, trying to add all these others and all these letters is weird. It goes into normalizing other weird things that should not be normalized. So just be very mindful of worshiping these celebrities, which no one should be worshiping them. Just be very mindful of all these agendas that they're putting out. You know, I recently had learned about how these things like wigs and stuff is to really help blur the gender line. They were created for inverts who were transitioning to disguise themselves as women, but now you have regular women wearing wigs, which changes your natural hairline because you're blocking your natural hairline. You have regular women wearing wigs, which is to help draw in this new blurred gender. Okay, so be very mindful of these things. They promote wigs a lot in the feeds and stuff, and that's not a natural hairline, all to blur in that other gender, which is this both gender. Okay, so him promoting her is not a genuine thing. It's to push a big agenda. So it's in plain sight. And look at her tattoos. She has the all-seeing eye. She has her name, of course, and then she has the snakes on her. So when you think about rappers like Lil Nas X, he's accepted in today's culture. People just accept him, and it's because people have lost a moral standing and a moral concept and moral knowledge of what's wrong and what's right. Okay, people are just laying down and saying everything's okay, and that's how they come in with all these agendas when people become passive. And then we have characters like Glorilla. People defend that character not knowing why they're defending someone that sounds like a man openly, who's masculine, who's on songs sagging, tattoos covering the entire body. You know, people are defending all of this hood, nasty, dirty, filthy actions without honestly seeing the full picture of how detrimental it is to your soul and the war that's going on and the battle for you to fall. This is all a battle for them to get you to fall. So, of course, her nails are even very hood symbolic. The bandana themed nails, very symbolic. So he was on the 2022 XXL, and here we go again. There's someone that's on there, and her name is Ken the Man. Ken was Barbie's boyfriend. So already that name Ken is associated with a boy Barbie doll. Okay, and like Barbie dolls, they don't have any private parts. So this makes sense why she has this name. So also she has the man in her name, which shows the double mockery about it. So Ken the Man. So it's just all this gender confusement going on, and it's in plain sight now, and no one cares, it seems like. So Big Scarr's ABCs and XXL Freestyle aired July 5th. Okay, so now we're going to look at the time duration between the airing of his XXL freestyle and ABCs, and his death date, which is exactly 170 days apart. And I found it very odd that someone that was recently on a XXL, that's in quotations trying to grow their career, even though they're an industry plant, they're all industry plants, dies within the same year that he is on the XXL. So of course it's 170 days apart, the airing of his XXL segments, and his death is 170 days apart, which matches to kill equals 17. Also matches to Big Scarr 17 in the Chaldean cipher. And when you watch his ABCs segment for the XXL, the first thing he says, because the first letter is A, he lists a drug, which is Adderall. I don't know what else we need to hear to strike them as just, that's not just a coincidence, that's actually a sick haha in your face. This was sick, and when I seen it and clicked on the video and that's the first thing he said, I was really disgusted because it's in everyone's face, it's in plain sight. He also says the word junkie, and I'm gonna play that clip for you guys to see.
J, junkie, but not to be in line.
And for X, he says X him out. So this slang terminology, M, sounds like him, so X him out. So that's what he's saying, and there's X's behind him. And look here, guys, there's a target on his jacket. A target on his jacket. Plain sight. His whole XXL is in plain sight. Drug overdose matches to fallen angels with 63. A shortened term for drug overdose is OD. OD matches to Key Glock, because Key Glock is heavily connected to this. Also matches to Thursday, he died on Thursday. Matches to vanity, because his character was super materialistic. All of these characters are, they're always into themselves like a lot, and that's to promote people to act the same way accordingly to how they act. Then it's also associated with gluttony. I found to be crazy how that matches to gluttony, because that's an overindulgence. It's very interesting how gluttony matches to OD. When you OD, that means you're overindulging in something, which leads to you overdosing. So meaning you have went on a whole spectrum of smoking so much, so now you're on something harder. So that showed that you had gluttony. Or for some people, when they OD, it's like they take multiple pills or whatever and OD. Either way you put it, if you get to this point, you were obviously in gluttony. So the fact that it matches to that sin is really interesting. So it matches to vain, and it matches to H, because that's a form of knocking yourself out. And then Big Scarr equals 41 in the reduction cipher. Okay, and as you guys know, dead equals 14. 41 and 14 match up perfectly. His name, Alexander Woods. Anyone with this Woods last name, celebrities with this Woods last name, is most likely always going to be a death figure, because Glorilla, who's also a Memphis rapper, her last name is Woods, and she's most likely going to be a death figure, like I mentioned in my video. Make sure you guys go check that video out. His name equals 74 in a reverse reduction cipher, which connects to killing. Killing equals 74. His name Big Scarr equals 77, and that 77 matches to funeral. Funeral equals 77, and it matches to his name. But funeral also matches to Scar and Nephilim with 40. So it matches to Scar and Nephilim with 40. So connects with all of these terms, and that Nephilim term is what they are. Also matches to Green Bay. Now this is a huge connection. Green Bay equals 77 in the ordinal cipher, okay? Which matches perfectly towards his name. So the Green Bay Packers, they played on the 4th, they won. They played on the 19th, which was 2 days exactly before his death, and they won. And they play again December 25th. Okay, so this is extremely important to notice. His last post, December 7th, was a caption. It was just him writing some words, like he screenshot his story or something. And it said, "Can't find to wear for Christmas, drop some good stores in the comments." Okay, why would someone, even though he's not a huge character, he's not a big famous character, but he is still of what people call fame, why would you ask all of your subscribers, who most likely not well off as you are, where to shop at? Like, why would you ask them where to shop at? This was December 7th when he asked this, and he's worried about Christmas. Christmas and December 7th, the date duration between those two dates are 18 days. 18 days. 18 days in between Christmas and when he posted this. Why was he worried about Christmas 18 days before time? And not that he was worried about Christmas, he was worried about what he's going to wear for Christmas, okay? So the 18 days matches to die. Die equals 18 in 3 ciphers. And this Christmas connection is insane. The Green Bay Packers, they play December 25th, which is Christmas. And their next game is against the Dolphins. Okay? So if you're following me, you're understanding this connection. So all of the articles keep talking about how Key Glock and Scarr was supposed to go on this tour together, you know, making it seem all sad like he had plans, right? And I thought it was very ironic. He's really close to Key Glock. And I'm like, wow, Key Glock was close to Young Dolph. Young Dolph's a death faker. His name's Dolph. His rap name is Dolph, okay? And this team, the Green Bay Packers, which is so connected to this Big Scarr character's death, are supposed to play the Dolphins on December 25th while this character's worried about Christmas clothes on December 7th. And it's all connected. They share the same Gematria. It's all connected. So they may win. The Packers may win because they have this streak already, may even win, you know? So the fact that they even connect, he posted about Christmas. His last post takes place on December 7th. 7. In Masonry, they use the G, okay? And they love the number 7. And G is a 7th letter. Green Bay Packers have a G in their logo. So Master Masons also equals 77. Which is ironic because he's right here wearing the orange. Very weird color, but they love the color orange. And in the background, of course, is brick wall. And then again, another brick wall, but he's wearing blue in this. But this blue is paying homage to him being in the serpent bloodline. So a nude coeptus matches with 77 also. Many of you have seen this term on All the Money. I think it's on all of them. And it's right above the all-seeing eye. And that last person that he promoted on his Instagram feed, the in quotations girl Enchanting, had the all-seeing eye tatted on her. So what is the chances that a nude conceptus also equals 77 in the reverse reduction cipher, matching to him and matching to this Big Scarr character whose name equals 77? So 1, this connects because of the girl that he was promoting. 2, this also connects because of his character being obsessed with money. He has so many pictures where he's holding all this money, so they always connect to money in some type of way. Also matches to Caduceus, which equals 77. This is the symbol of the Caduceus, which many of you guys see, the medical symbol. This shows that his character was gonna die, but this symbol is really creepy. It shows the serpents and the terrors pretty much. And then Book of Revelations also equals 77. We're towards the end time, so of course Book of Revelations matches towards this. And stars also equals 77, matching towards this entire event with this character. And they are falling stars, aka fallen angels, and a part of the serpent bloodline. And then Smile just so happens to equal 22 and 77, okay? Smile was a horror film that came out in September. This film is extremely connected to this character's death. So this film was officially released September 30th, 2022 to everyone. But as I highlighted, it was pre-released September 22nd, 2022. So we already see the 22 connections. Okay, so he died December 22nd, 2022, while being 22. The pre-release date of this film was September 22nd, 2022. Title of this movie and his last name both equal 22 in the reduction cipher. What is the chances of that? And the budget of this movie was, of course, 17 million. Kill equals 17. And that was a horror movie, and then his character also dies, so huge connection. And Big Scarr also equals 17. Memphis is where he's from. He's a Memphis rapper, which equals 83/38 in 3 ciphers. Murder, as you guys know, equals that also. There's something obviously weird about these Memphis rappers. They're very negative, which is the next term. Negative also equals the same numbers as murder and Memphis, sharing the 83 and the 38. The snake also matches, so that means the serpent really uses that place okay? And Big Show matches too, so there's probably a lot of infiltrators out there. Most likely there is, because this Big Scarr character looked like he was an infiltrator most likely. PepsiCo also matches to Memphis with the same gematria, 83, 38, and 38 again. PepsiCo is one of those big companies, part of like the 11 or 5, how many ever it is, it's not a lot, that own almost all these little companies that people think are separate companies, but they own all these little companies. So they're like the big guy owning all these little companies. It's like an illusion of choice, okay? Big Grim Reaper is what he called himself, and it also equals 83. In plain sight, he called himself the Grim Reaper. As you see with this photo, he's kind of fading away. You know, he's half human but half skeleton, and he's like fading away. His eyes fading away a bit. Also, one eye symbolism going on, and his cold, which is pure mockery towards him dying in December, and it's extremely cold in a lot of places right now. His other character is Moneybag Yo, but he comes from a lot of other characters. There's so many characters that this character comes from. These new age characters are extremely mixed. I see multiple people in him. So Moneybag Yo is a closer imitation of who he looks like, especially his mouth. But there's so many mixtures with these new age characters. Conscious X will be doing a more detailed video about his character. So thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate all of you guys so much.